Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new Just Flight Piper Arrow in far more detail than my very sort of quick preview video about a week or so ago. I'm pleased to say that this version that I have is about 99% complete now. So we can look at the feature set, we can check out how the aircraft flies, we'll do some general handling tests and just sort of I'll give you my overview of what I think about this aircraft. Now it makes sense to start with the external 3D modelling and texture work, which as you can see here as I'm panning around, I hope I'm not making you feel too dizzy as we're sat on the ground at Barton, it's just magnificent, it really is. There's 4K texture work throughout and PBR rendering, and it's done very, very nicely indeed, and I do like the wear and tear as well, although I have to say there are different options available. You can have a very clean looking aircraft as well. In fact, this aircraft looks very clean. But let's get really close and personal here. So I'm just going to go down with the camera and get close as we possibly can. Look at those tie downs. That looks like, you know, you can really see the material there. It looks very convincing in the hook. We look at the landing gear and the struts, the suspension linkages. Look at that. Right down, whoops, sorry, that's the sim, not the aircraft. I'm getting a bit too close, but I like to do this. You can see all the nuts and bolts there, and even some oil stains. It's just beautiful. And honestly, that is as close as you're ever going to get. You know, unless you can touch one in real life. Absolutely incredible. And talking to real life, I've actually flown in a Piper Arrow. I'm very lucky that I have flown one quite a number of times, and actually landed one, I'm very proud to say as well, at La Rochelle. I'm no PPL holder, don't get me wrong, but I do have a good idea of how the aircraft should behave. Having said that, the aircraft has been tested by real-world Arrow pilots extensively. And as I've sort of been, well, not quite part of the beta, but I've seen how this aircraft has evolved throughout this period of time. And you know what? Every iteration that Scott has shown me, it's just got better and better. And it just shows the commitment to, you know, bring in a truly beautiful high fidelity general aviation aircraft. Now what do I mean by high fidelity? Well, I guess really the way I can describe it is, of all the aircraft I've now seen in Microsoft Flight Simulator, Just Flight have just gone that extra mile. And what I mean by that is you now have aircraft system failures. If you don't treat this bird correctly, if you don't lock it up at night and shut down properly, it will remember that. And I think it's those things that make flying in these sims so rewarding. The aircraft failures can include, well, spark plug failure, vapor lock if things go really wrong, or even sort of making sure that your battery life and your oil is topped up and in good condition. I think things like that make a huge difference. But also we've got other options as well, like the fuses are all fully working, and I'll showcase that as we go through this video. And we've also got a selection of GPS units and different states, whether you want to you know, go through the full cold and dark, which we're going to do today. It's all there, and that I haven't seen that yet from any other aircraft developer. Anyway, we're now going to check out the cockpit, because this is where, for me, I think this truly shows the quality. I don't want to get too hung up on eye candy, but honestly, this is the best cockpit I've ever seen, without a doubt. Check this out. It's not a photograph. This is what they've done here, and this cockpit is the better version in terms of it's a bit more clean and crisp. You do have different options for sort of wear and tear, and I just think this is just an absolute masterpiece. The designers have completely outdone themselves here. And by the way, we're going to take this bird for a full VR flight in this video, but for now we're just going to stick to 2D mode so you can really truly appreciate. I mean, look at this, up close and personal here. In fact, I'm not impressed. My new banner for my YouTube channel is of this cockpit. That's how much I love this aircraft now. You see there, all the 3D modelling, texture work is looking beautiful. And that extends as well to the sounds. So if I just move my view here, we'll open the door. Hang on a second. I'm quite cumbersome, so used to VR. So we'll just undo the latch here and here. And listen to this. That's nice, actually. In fact, that's a little bit out of sync there. That could be part of the beta. but you get the idea. The sounds are very nice indeed, and if we just have a little bit of a close-up of this iPad system here, this is really cool. This reminds me of X-Plane 11 actually, and I'm so pleased that I'm able to, you know, bring this into the new sim. So of course, over on the left-hand side, we'll have a look at all this now. The aircraft states are very useful if you're short for time, if you're, you know, not quite confident yet, starting her from cold and dark. You can click the ready for start, ready for takeoff, or as I say, cold and dark. This is your maintenance area here. Of course, this is where you need to make sure your fuel quantity is at the correct values, your battery is okay if it needs recharging or not, and the spark plug fouling simulation is on. We've also got the co-pilot, which is kind of cool. I like that. In fact, I know of a certain YouTuber, Balgio, who'll be very happy with his co-pilot because he does like a lady friend with him when he's flying. And I must admit, you know, when it's that good quality, as you can see here, whoops. I mean, you know, we've come a long way in the modelling of sort of animated humans in flight simming, and that looks pretty good. But anyway, as we move along on this list here, we've got aircraft options. So of course, with the Piper series, and that extends to the Cherokees, the Warriors, and of course the Piper Arrow here, you know, you have to manage your left and right tanks. You can have the system do that for you, or you can do that yourself. For today, we'll be definitely doing it ourselves. But also, I'm going to just move the view here. At the moment, we've got the fancy GNS 530 avionics GPS system in it. This is really cool. I don't know how they've done this, because I didn't think you could do this in this sim. You don't need to reload another aircraft. Just click on this here. You see here, that's sort of the traditional sort of cockpit. When I flew in the Piper Arrow, we had the 430 actually, which was very useful, especially when we were skirting underneath some dark clouds over the channel once, which was quite scary. And of course you have the 530. I love how you can seamlessly do that for your long cross-country sort of flights. You have options for left and right yoke there, and of course here's the equipment. Now this is really nice because obviously I just love to see the tie downs. You've even got a tow bar here. Let's have a look at that. That's cool. We even had a sound there, but I was too busy talking. Hold on, let's do that again. Listen to that. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love those little sounds. It makes all the difference. Of course, we'll take them off ready for our pre-flight check. And again, beautiful sounds. And we will close the door here. Oh, the sounds make all the difference. Remember to latch the door. There we go. That's nice. And we'll have a look around the cockpit here. I mean, I don't really like the colour of the cockpit, personally, but this is just this livery. But in terms of sort of the weathering and just how it looks, I can honestly almost smell what this aircraft, you know, because I've been in this so many times in real life that when I'm in VR in the HP Reverb G2, I actually do sometimes get a bit of a weird sort of simulated smell effect, like smell-o-vision. And that only happens to me when I'm truly convinced, when my brain really thinks I'm in the aircraft. But you can see here by the texture work, 3D modelling, and the materials look very, very nice indeed. And they've done a fantastic job here. Top marks, without a doubt. Anyway, we'll go back in the cockpit here. And what we're going to do, actually, I mean, maybe we can just have a look, first of all, before we do the full cold and dark start, at the fuses. So we need the battery on anyway, don't we? So we'll just pull that on now. Listen to all the gyros spinning up. Oh, yes. It's just a thing of beauty. It really is. I'm so excited to finally have an aircraft of this fidelity in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been waiting for this ever since I downloaded it in August and was so excited. And the default aircraft are okay, but this is what we really want, guys. So, let's have a look here at these fuses to see, maybe we can find the GPS fuse box. I think was it over here? No, I think all the fuses are over here on this particular model. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's go down here and have a look. See if we've got one for the stall warning, pitot heat. You can see that they all pop out really, really well. Just can't find the one for the GPS. Tell you what we'll do is let's just switch this on. Ah, there we go. It's the instrument panel. Look at that. I just wanted to do that just to show you that they do actually simulate all of these fuses. Isn't that fantastic? Anyway, I think it's time to do the cold and dark. We'll start in 2D mode, and then we'll jump into VR when we're ready to start the engine. So, we'll turn the battery on once again. Love those sounds. Gorgeous. And actually, I think I put the fuel on already. So, yeah, the fuel selector tank is on the left. What we'll do is we'll put the mixture fully forward and put the fuel pump on, just for a few moments. I'll try not to talk too much, guys, because the engine sounds, and obviously everything else, is what you want to hear, not my voice. Listen to that. I just want to do that again, listen. Can you hear that? Oh, just gorgeous. And we'll put our beacon on as well, which I think is that one there. Now, I don't think we've got any... I think this is fuel injected, so we don't need to prime the engine any further than that. That's basically fine. I think we're ready, guys. So it's actually quite easy to start this thing, really, in real life as well. So we'll put the magnetos to both left and right. And as the engine starts, we're going to introduce fuel, okay? Introduce the mixture. We'll put the prop fully forward. And here we go. Are you ready for this? I think it's time to go into VR mode and check out what this aircraft sounds like. So welcome back. We are now in VR and we're going to start the engine. I'm just going to shut up and let you enjoy the sounds. Here we go. And there you are, guys. Can you hear, as I panned around the aircraft, how the sound changed? That is very important and shows the quality and the attention to detail. And you know, guys, I'm all about the attention of detail. I am obsessed with it. I mention it all the time. And for good reason. Anyway, right, we need to now make sure we'll put our pitot heat on, although to be fair, it's not a bad day today. And fuel pump is off. Making sure that our trim is okay. In fact, the trim is actually electric. I know on the Cherokees it's over there, it's actually on the top here, like a windy wheel. And even that you can hear. So I think we're ready, guys, to take this aircraft for its maiden flight. Parking brake off. Just the sounds alone are just so beautiful. And we'll taxi to the active. I've just noticed something else, guys, as well. And you probably won't see this in VR, on the mirror I mean, but the exhaust vibrates as well. I've never seen that before. That's very cool. Bit of a bump here. Whee, there we go. So, flaps, we're going to go for 2 degrees of flaps. Landing light's going to come on. We're going to put the fuel pump on. Strobe light can come on. In fact, we'll take the auto select for the fuel selector off. And we are ready, guys, for our takeoff. Here we go. Power coming up. Just below red line. Speed is building. Obviously we're on the grass strip, so it'll take a bit longer. Do you know what? It's all coming back. It's coming back to me. You know, I mean, I'm obviously not a PPL holder, so I cannot say for sure that the flight modelling is very realistic, but it is very realistic. It just feels just like the real thing. It's quite uncanny. Alright, we'll take the prop back, mixture back, because remember,
the aircraft is simulating the spark plugs fouling, so we've got to make sure we're careful. This is what I've been waiting for in this sim. An aircraft like this. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just do a bit of a circuit first. A nice low-level circuit. That's about 800 feet. Can you hear all the creaks and rattles? I tell you what, from even the beta I tried about a week ago, this is hugely improved. She's definitely ready, guys. It can't be long now. I can just feel the anticipation for this aircraft. You know, there's some that you check out, and you know they're going to be nice and people are going to be excited. But then there's certain aircraft that come out, and you know it's gonna be a big deal. This is definitely one of them. Okay then, so we'll make our base leg, jump outside again. And gear can come down now. We'll go to the outside view so you can see that. I said that in my preview video actually, and it's a strange thing to say, but the gear animation just looks super smooth. It's not something I pay massive attention to, but when I first saw the gear go down, it just looks so realistic, and the way they don't come down together as well. Right, first stage of flaps here. And we'll get ready for a touch and go here at Barton. And if you live around this area, or in the UK in general, you will see loads of Piper Arrows and Cherokees and Warriors. They've got so much character, these aircraft. I think people are either a Cessna person or a Piper person, and for me, I'm definitely a Piper guy. Right, so we'll get quite stabilised here. It's a fairly calm day today, but actually we're getting a bit of turbulence. It might be from some of these trees. This transpiration might be causing a bit of instability in the air. And this time I'm going to keep in the cockpit. I'm not going to bother trying to be clever. Into the flare. A little bit of late trim there, which was my bad. And we're down. That was actually quite a decent touchdown. I'm happy with that. And we'll go to the outside view. Oh wow. Oh yes. Oh, I'm smiling my head off. Just Flight have really knocked it out of the park with this one. If you are watching, Scott and the team, you've done it. You've absolutely done yourselves proud here. Right, we'll just back off the mixture. Keep thinking about the mixture, and that you think more like a pilot, because you know that you can't get away with flying it badly like you can with other birds. And that's the first for this sim. And that's why I've said more than once actually that Just Flight are the leaders for the general aviation segment at this point in time. So I think we'll basically, yeah, we're going to climb now. I think we'll climb up to about 2,000 feet, and then we'll try a few general handling manoeuvres. We'll get over sort of this way here where there's some fields. take the fuel pump off now. And the landing light can come off. And actually, now that I've done that, I'm just checking to make sure we do need to change tanks. So actually the fuel pump needs to go on. We'll check the oil pressure, which is good, and then we can change to the left-hand tank. Like so. Oil pressure is good. Fuel pump can come off. That's how we do it in the real aircraft. Right, so we're nearly at 2,000 feet, and what we're going to do, we're going to try a stall. Now I have actually done a stall in a real aircraft, in a real Arrow, funny enough, and it was pretty scary. It's not something I'd enjoyed, to be honest, that much, but it was interesting to see the characteristics. And I noticed that close to the stall, the aircraft is still very stable due to that low wing. It's a very strong wing as well, but it will break, and we'll maybe get a left wing drop. Now Microsoft Flight Simulator, the physics, particularly in the general aviation segment, is actually pretty good, I think. So here we go. We're going to now pull the nose up here. Oh, I can already hear some buffeting. That's nice. I'll just show the yoke as well. Oh, she's wallering. That is very nice. And look how it's a very stable stall. We're now dropping like a stone. We were dropping like a stone then. And in a Cessna, it's a little bit more violent. You'll get a real strong left wing drop. You can do that though with an Arrow, if I'm a little bit more vigorous. So let's try that now. Let's just get a bit of speed here, get leveled off. Make sure there's no other aircraft around. And we'll give that a go. I'm being quite violent now. Oh, and there it is. There's a left wing drop. Look at that. Oh, just a bit of right rudder there. Sorry about all the warnings. In fact, to be honest, I probably could take them off. I could actually. I could, if I found the fuse for that. There's a stall warning. Need to be looking what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm sure I could do that, but I'll leave it. I'll leave that one out. That's great. I love how the fuses all work. That's very realistic. We was about to go into a spin then, and I counteracted it with a bit of right rudder. Whew, wow. Right, anyway. We'll just come over this direction because we're actually over some nearby a village or a town there, or just some suburbs, part of Manchester here, so we wouldn't be doing this in real life over this area, and we need to gain a bit more height again. And actually, while we're doing this, we'll do a steep turn, so we'll keep the needle centered. And we'll keep it, tell you what, well, yeah, we'll keep at this altitude now. So we'll keep to 1,500 feet. There we are. And a lot of that is looking out as well. Right, the needle's centered now. I'm just trying to get level here. There we go. We're now in a steep turn. I'm not hands off yet. There we go. Right, now that I've now trimmed, I'm not touching the controls, and I'm in a steep turn here. I'm counteracting the rudder there, feeding in a little more right rudder. Very stable and very fluid. Do you know, I was actually a little bit worried about the flight modelling. I was hoping it would, you know, impress me as much as the rest of the aircraft, and I am relieved to say I've met my hero and I'm not disappointed. Okay, so we're now going to enter the pattern once again and make a left downwind. You know, Asobo have done such a stellar job of the UK, and this is the perfect steed to do all your touring, without a doubt. slowing down here, and we're now going to pull the gear out. Listen to the sounds again. Landing gear, sorry, landing light and fuel pump on, and we'll actually change tanks to the fullest tank for landing. Okay, flaps coming out now. Now this aircraft does have a sort of rudimentary autopilot system, and I will be showing that on the channel as well. There's a train down there, look. That's been captured in the ortho. That's just wonderful. It's one of those high-speed trains. See the pylons there. Stay clear of those. In fact, we're a little bit high actually, but that gives me opportunity to show the aircraft side slipping, which it did really well in my preview video. With boot full of right rudder, opposite controls here. See by the outside view, look. That's what we're doing there, look. And look how we're really bleeding speed there. We'll get back on the centre line and bring this bird home. This airfield, such a short runway, and I'm too high here really, but we can do it. We can do this. There we go. I literally could just spend hours just doing circuits in this bird. And there you hear the fuel pump. We'll switch that off now. Landing light can come off, and strobe. Pitot heat can come off. Hear all the clicking of the switches, very nice. And that really, guys, completes my review of the Piper Arrow. Let me know in the comments, are you going to pick this up? What do you think about it? I give it literally a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's just exquisite. It's beautiful, and they should be very proud of what they've achieved here. Let's just park up here. Oh, squeaks and rattles and everything. Brilliant. Parking brake set. And what do you reckon? Should we go outside just to listen to the engine cut off here? Look how she's moving and rattling in the wind there. Oh, that's just so nice, isn't it? I love how it's moving around as well. And because, as I said before, this aircraft, it knows everything you're doing, so you need to make sure you shut down the bird properly. Like we are there, and that's it. That's our flight today. That screen is so annoying. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. I'm now going to go and have a coffee and enjoy these sounds again by opening the door. It's just something simple like that that I love we can do that now. Bye-bye for now. Take care.